Hello, everybody. My name is Mr. Roberts, and welcome back to episode number 7 of the New Orleans Pelicans MyLeague series here on NBA 2K20. Today's episode will be a little different as I will be doing my very first live commentary here on this channel, so please bear with me as I work out the kinks. This episode, we're going to take a look around the league, see what's been going on in the first month of the season, as it is December 3rd, and we are now 1 month down in the 2019-2020 season. New Orleans Pelicans sit at 8-12 so far through 20 games. Not the best start as we would have hoped for, but still plenty of room with improvement, especially with Zion Williamson coming back in the next week or two. So we'll see where this team is in a little bit, but let's just take a look around the league, see who's off to a hot start, see who is not off to a hot start, and let's just go ahead and get started. First thing I want to check out is the All-Star voting. All-Star voting just randomly came out recently, and not big surprises. Kind of the biggest surprise is the East captain is Giannis, and the West captain is Steph Curry. LeBron James has 1.4 million votes. Nobody too shocking on either side. Maybe you could throw in somebody like a Zach LaVine getting All-Star voting on the Eastern Conference. But a lot of the same familiar faces you'll see. D'Angelo Russell's is up there in the voting for the West. No Pelicans on this list, as you can see. So we'll see what can happen as the season. Maybe somebody like a Drew Holiday can squeak in there and take a spot on the All-Star team. We would love to see that. Let's go move on to season awards will be next. A lot of the same faces you see. Giannis winning East Conference Player of the Week 4 times. Steph winning it 3 times in the West. Nikola Jokic got one. LeBron's got one. A lot of the same players. A lot of the players you expect to see in the spot. No surprises. Player of the Month, Giannis and Steph Curry for the month of November. Rookie of the Month, DeAndre Hunter for Atlanta. And Ja Morant for Memphis in the West. We'll take a look at the rookie report in a little bit to see how they've really been doing. That's enough for the season awards. We'll go to, let's see, now we'll take a look at our contract extensions. These are the players that we obviously will have upcoming free agents. Josh Hart has already told us he's going to test free agency. A lot of them are undecided. Etuan Moore's one that's undecided, as well as Lonzo Ball. We'd like to get them signed for the long term. I think Ball is a good fit here. I think we can go ahead and give him that contract and be the point guard for a little bit. Let's see. Now, view picks. We still have a top 10 protected for the Cavs, and the Cavs are a little higher than the 10th pick, so we would get their pick if the season ended today. Moving on now to scouting. Here's the players that we have scouted so far. Vernon Carey, Jaden McDaniels, Obi Toppin. I'm not going to spend too much time on these guys because I have a special surprise kind of in store for them. The ones I do want to we'll focus on Jay Scrubb. He's a player we've scouted a little bit. Solid player, 11th, on the big board, 3rd best shooting guard. We love to add a shooting guard. It says his ceiling is Paul Pressey, and his floor is Gerald Henderson. Gerald Henderson was a good role player, so for a floor, that's not too bad. It says he's not really known for his defense, but he gets the job done. That's a strength. We like defense on this team, so I don't know about that. Should be able to hit jumpers from 15 feet regularly. Okay, he can spread the floor. Plays above the rim, able to finish with authority. Nice. Weaknesses, not a good distributor, holds the ball too long. We can deal with that. Slight frame, not sure how he'll put on weight and muscle. Kind of goes along with the C- defense we see, so not too much for him. So that's Jay Scrubb. Another one we'll look at is N'Faly Dante, a center that we've scouted. Derek Favors is getting older, but we do have Jackson Hayes. I scouted around the pick at the time, so these aren't the top players you'll see on the board. Dante is a 20th on the draft rank, 4th best center. Pretty even statistics across the board. C, C+, B+ overall, though. Says his ceiling is a Gauskas, and his floor is Ralph LaFrance. Strengths is a good low post scorer. Fundamentally sound low post defender, gets the job done. So it sounds like he's really good down low in the paint. Strong vertical leap will help finish through traffic. That'll probably also help him with his blocking. Weaknesses, tends to make poor decisions with the ball on occasion. Don't really have our centers control the ball too much, so that's not big of a problem. Is it someone that you can rely on to get steals? Okay, we can live with that. Mid-range isn't too reliable, but can hit occasionally. This tells me that he's basically a back-to-the-basket hook shot type of player, not one that's going to stretch the floor. So I don't know how that will fit in. These other guys we'll focus on in the upcoming episodes, and I'll show you how later. Mock Draft. Draft Express has us with the 12th pick taking Theo Maldon out of France, and at 14 taking Killian Hayes out of France. So 2 French players. I don't think we'll obviously do that. 2 point guards for France. 2K has us going with Obi Toppin, and NBA.com has us going with Killian Hayes. So we'll see what we do with that pick when it comes available. I'll go take a step back. We're going to go to the injury report real quick because I want to show you Zion. When can we expect to see Zion come? Zion is about a week to 2 weeks out. Whenever he does come back, we'll definitely be playing that game. We'll definitely be showcasing Zion Williamson's debut. I'm excited for that one. And then, of course, Alexander Walker's probably going to be out for the rest of the season. So, got some injuries. Kind of maybe that's plaguing us. Maybe that's off why we're off to an 8-12 start. But I want to see if how much we improve once Zion Williamson comes back. Next up, we'll take a look at the team intel. This is where we are. I have it set to auto the team status. So right now we are rebuilding, and because of that, I went ahead and put JJ Redick on the shopping block. We are 8-12. We're sitting around the 8th spot. Conference we're 11th. So maybe I can, if the season continues to go in this direction, and I have JJ Redick on the shopping block, we'll see what we can get out of him. I do want to target De'Aaron Fox and DeMarcus Cousins in free agency. De'Aaron Fox, I don't think we'll get. He's a restricted he's not restricted. They have a team option on him. So I don't know if I'll be able to get Fox. I like Fox though. He's a New Orleans native, and I thought he'd fit this system really well. And then I put DeMarcus Cousins on there. Derek Favors is getting older. We got DeMarcus Cousins on here. It says he's an 80, but we'll see if he can return back to New Orleans. So those are two players I'm targeting. And then, of course, Zion Williamson is untouchable. There's no possible way I'm trading Zion Williamson. So that's a look at our position right now. Next up, we'll go to the standings. Biggest surprise, well, not really a surprise, the Lakers, 20-0, have not lost yet. They have been smoking teams. Points per game is 125.8. Points allowed, 103.7. That is ridiculous. So it looks like Anthony Davis has been the missing piece for them in Los Angeles. Other than that, some surprises at the top. Rockets, Clippers, not really. Nuggets, Warriors sitting at 15-7. They'd be the 5 seed. Timberwolves sitting at 12-7. That's good for the Timberwolves. Jazz 11-10, and then the 8 seed right now is the Thunder sitting at 9-10. So there's 7 teams in the West that are over 500, and then Portland's right below them. Kings, us, Spurs, shockingly, kind of down there. And then dwellers we would see Suns, Grizzlies, Mavs all at the bottom. Teams we usually see at the bottom. As for the East, Philadelphia leads the way, sitting at 19-2, followed by Detroit with a 2 seed, 14-6. So it looks like picking up Derrick Rose has been a solid acquisition for them. Kyrie Irving's been leading it for Brooklyn without Kevin Durant, so it's very scary to see what they'll do once Kevin Durant comes back next year. They're 11-9. Then you have the Magic at 4-9, and then you only got 4 teams above 500 in the East, which is kind of slack. Chicago would be the 5th seed with a 10-11 record. Milwaukee's sitting at 10-11. They're under 500. I don't expect that to last very long. They should be at the top. 7th seed, the Hawks. Good for the Hawks. It looks like DeAndre Hunter's doing a good job with them down in Atlanta getting into the playoffs. And then you got the Knicks looking at the 8th seed. They're 10-11. But so they could be an 8th seed. They obviously got RJ Barrett, the number 3 overall pick out there. So we'll see how he's doing in a little bit. And you got the Cavs fighting. The Celtics will be out of the playoffs. Toronto 8-11, the defending champs. Life hasn't been that great since Kawhi left, it looks like. Indiana, Miami. Ooh, that's kind of bad with Jimmy Butler coming over. Charlotte sitting at 6-16, and the usual bottom Wizards 3-15. So I think it would be the Mavericks who had the top pick, but Wizards are not far behind them. Let's move on to the power. We'll take a look at the power rankings real quick. NBA.com has us at 23, 3 spots down from last week. And 2K has us at 24, and then Eric Bodnich has us at 24 as well. So bottom third of the league is 8-12, kind of should showcase. Take a look at the season stats now. League leaders. We took a peek at this in the past episode. Steph Curry, 41.4 points per game, just lighting it up from the field. It's obviously we expect from the 2-time MVP, followed by Giannis Antetokounmpo, the reigning MVP. Kawhi Leonard's got 31.6, LeBron 31.5. A lot of the same people we see at the top. Damian Lillard, Zach LaVine. That's why looks like he's in the vote for the All-Star game, averaging 30 points per game. Good for Zach LaVine. And then D'Angelo Russell at 8 with 30. So the Warriors got 2 players averaging over 30 points, and it is their 2 guards leading the way. Kyrie, Devin Booker. So that's the top scoring leaders. Take a look at rebounds. Andre Drummond collecting the most boards, not really surprising, 16.5 per game, followed by Rudy Gobert, followed by DeAndre Jordan. So good for DeAndre living it up in Brooklyn. And then Giannis with 13.8, so averaging a double-double for him. Clint Capella rounds out our top 5. Nikola Jokic, Tristan Thompson, Anthony Davis. A lot of the stud players we see getting boards after boards. As far as assists, Rajon Rondo leads the league with 9.2. I mean, when you got LeBron James and Anthony Davis out there, you need somebody who's able to distribute the rock. So it looks like Rajon's been pretty serviceable. Chris Paul out in OKC with 8.8, and then Alonzo Ball is third in the league with averaging 8.6 assists per game. And then we got LeBron James at 4, so 2 players of the Lakers within the top 5. Kyle Lowry still distributing the rock out in Toronto, followed by Westbrook in Houston, D'Angelo Russell, and then Trae Young, Malcolm Brogdon, Ben Simmons round out our top 10. Steals per game, Chris Paul leads the league with 2.3. He's always known for his defense, so it's good to see Chris Paul still active. Block shots, Rudy Gobert averaging a whole block .1 over second place out in Utah, the Stifle Tower. So good for Rudy Gobert to lead the league. Let's take a look at our team stats real quick. Drew Holiday is our points per game leader. He's averaging 21 points per game, followed by Brandon Ingram with 15.9 and JJ Redick. And then Jahlil Okafor is the 4th player averaging over 10 points per game. So followed by Derek Favors, Nico Melli. Where's Lonzo? Lonzo's got 9.4. So Lonzo could be doing a little better, but especially we're talking about like extension. So those are our point leaders, rebound leaders. Derek Favors with 11.7, the only player above double digits for our rebounds. And then assists, Alonzo Ball, 8.6 per game. Then it's Drew Holiday with 4.8, and then Etuan. Then it kind of drops off with Etuan Moore and Brandon Ingram. As far as steals, we got Drew Holiday leading it with 1.6. Blocks, Jackson Hayes is averaging over a block per game. We've seen some blocks from Jackson Hayes in this series, and I'm excited what he can do in his future. Oh, it's the 8 overall pick, only 19 years old, 74. So we'll see what Jackson Hayes, maybe he can be that center of the future like I talked about in the previous episode. Field goal percentage, Derek Favors leads with 49%, followed by Ingram, Okafor, all the bigs. Etuan Moore shooting a solid 47%. 3-point wise, Etuan Moore 50%, followed by Nikhil, who's injured. JJ Redick shooting 43% from 3-pointer. That's good. We need JJ Redick to be able to light it up for us on 3. And we'll go ahead and move on to the rookie report. I want to take a look at the rookies, see how they're doing. Jared Culver looks like he's leading the way points per game wise for Minnesota. He's a big factor as to why they're in the playoff hunt. The number 6 overall pick out of Texas Tech led that team to the finals last year, so it's good to see him get some action. DeAndre Hunter's second. We saw him win East Conference Rookie of the Month, averaging 17.5 points per game, 6 rebounds per game, and 4.4 assists. That's a pretty solid stat line for the 4th overall pick out of Virginia. So keep an eye out for him. RJ Barrett, number 3 out of Duke, 17.5 as well, 5.4 rebounds. So what's he shooting from 3? 34%. That's not terrible. So I know that was kind of a big weakness for him coming out of college. Then we have Darius Garland at 4. John Morant, the number 2 overall pick, 16.5. He's also got 6.5 assists. Let's see if that leads real quick. Yep, he leads the league in assists, or leads rookies, with 6.5 assists. Probably a reason why he won Western Conference Player of the Month. Let's take a look at rebounds. Nicola Melli's got 6.9 rebounds per game. He leads all rookies with rebounds per game. The undrafted player from Italy on our team. DeAndre Hunter is second with 6.1. So good. Rui Hachimura. Then Jarrett Culver's up there again, as well as RJ Barrett. So a couple of the guards up there with rebounds per game. That's good to see. You can see them get action. Sekou Doumbouya, I definitely butchered that, out in Detroit with 5. And then Ifeondu Kabengele, yeah, that's right. I'm just going to call it here. 4.5 for rebounds. I'm not even going to try to look at the other ones. Take a look at team stats. Obviously, Lakers 20-0. They're going to have the best winning percentage. Points per game, they lead with 25.8. Let's see where we are. We sit at bottom side of the league, 26 with 106.2. So we need to get that up a little bit. It looks like points allowed per game, I think we're pretty solid. We're going to start backwards because I don't know why it ranks 30th as less points allowed. So, but that before I move to us, Lakers, first in points per game, first in points allowed. It's the reason why they're 20-0. As we sit 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Oh no, 15? Did I do my math right? Let's see. Oh, I'm going to do it one more time. 30, 29, 28, 7, 6, 5. Wait, no. 6, 5, 7. I think we're 15th. I don't know why I can't do math right now, but we sit at 15th, 112.8 points per game. So that's a 6.7 differential. Field goal percentage, bottom tier it looks like. Yeah, we're sitting at 25th. 3-point percentage, bottom tier, 29th. Yikes, we need some 3-point shooters outside of JJ Redick, it looks like. Free throw, we're probably bottom of that because we have Lonzo going to the line a lot. Lonzo's not the best free throw shooter. Yeah, he's sitting at 29th. Even though the Lakers are the worst free throw shooting team in the league, but the best team in the league. So that's interesting. Stats. I think that's gonna all the stats I wanted to look at in this series. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and call it here. Next time you see us in action, we'll be playing home against the Dallas Mavericks. So that's a little recap of what's been going on in the league for the month of November as we get down into December, Christmas break, and then soon we'll be at the All-Star game. So thank you guys for checking in. I'll see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and have a great day.